Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes. Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. The squad is back, man. In the stoop. Yeah, baby. We are back. You know what we do on here. One-offs. Talk our shit. Debates. It's what we do out here in these streets. Animation Podcast. Rob, Brennan, Ice, myself, Keenan Baker. We are here.
Hi.
Hello.
Not the quiet storm voice.
Episodes 17 through 20.
Hey.
Jujutsu.
Bro. Can I?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
You went for that. But I just wanted to say something really quick is that I'm just going to say it off top. Y'all already know. I thoroughly enjoyed these episodes, and I think all of us did. But I just want to point out that it was so funny that last night, Keenan Baker texted me. He was like, bro.
This is fucking incredible.
He was like, this is incredible. I could tell, like, he was like, even through text, I could tell he was out of breath.
Bro, I know you're going to get all this in your recap, Rob.
Right.
But I love seeing motherfuckers get jumped in anime. I just love it, dog. It's some of the dopest. And I love that this show is doing that because a lot of shows don't do that. A lot of shows, you gotta have, you gotta fight one-on-one.
Honor.
It's with honor,
Nah, man, war. We out here.
Thank you. Fuck honor.
Like
This is an anime, dog.
Like Goku and Vegeta in like the Broly movies. Oh, it's your turn to fight him. It's your turn to fight him. Like,
Right.
This Negro gonna blow up the planet. Like, nah, bruh.
Go all out.
Saiyan pride.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna start as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken with the Kamehameha at 20 times and see where we go from there.
And then what do they do anyways? They fuse, so you're still technically fighting together.
Yeah.
Just fight them.
I'm just saying, like, I know it doesn't make for good content, but if I had like if Keenan and I right now, if Keenan was like, I'm gonna kill you and everybody you love and meant it, and was like, right now try to come at me and kill me, I'm not gonna try to draw this out.
Yeah.
You know what
You're
I'm
just
saying?
gonna try to get it over with.
I'm gonna punch
him.
him. I'm gonna just, like I'm gonna punch him in the throat. The first shot. That's what I'm gonna go for, and then I'm going to try to destroy him. That's my game.
And also
said
too,
facts.
and I think Keenan made a video about this. If fucking somebody like Aaron Donald comes in here and try to fight us,
No.
we're jumping the
gotta
shit
jump
out of
him,
Aaron.
bro.
And we're all still probably
Gotta
gonna
increase
lose.
those chances.
And we're still probably gonna lose.
And we're
though.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cameron,
We're
you be the first one to take the hit. Though, man.
Because you're closest to the door than
You
you
closest to the
arrive.
door, man. I'm sorry. Cameron,
We're jumping the shit out of him, and I'm not gonna feel any way about it.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna feel less of a man.
I hope I am enough of a man that Aaron Donald walks in this room and I try to fight.
Yeah,
Like, I would be
man.
so scared. Like, he comes in here like, I'm about to kill all you.
And
bro.
I'm standing on that, and that's gonna be a story that I tell everybody. Hey,
if you survive,
We
we
jumped
jumped the shit out of Aaron Donald.
Stomped his ass out. What?
Yep.
you really think we'd win that?
I think we got a chance. I think I would come flying off the thing,
Dropping the people's elbow, like,
have to distract
guys.
It all depends. Here, let me be honest. I know we got to get to the shits, but let's be honest. One, if he comes in here while we're having a good time, probably not. Because I know for me, I gotta kind of get in the mood to fight. So like,
Pump yourself up.
I gotta. If he comes in here like, I'm killing all y'all motherfuckers, I'm like, oh, hey, what the fuck? What's happening here? But if he came in here like, yo, something happened, my mind's like, oh, we gotta get active.
Yeah.
Let's get active.
Yeah.
But 2 to 3 of us are going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
There is no wait. There is one X factor we do have in this room, guys. We can't forget. We have a black belt right here.
Yeah,
with
right.
Rob Pond.
Well, apparently, I'm the first line of defense. Like, it's gonna be like.
Honestly, I feel like it's contingent upon what he does to the first person.
Right.
Like, if he fucking dismantles the first person, everybody gonna be like,
If we watch,
Like, hold
if we
back.
watch Rob get KO'd, like, if that happens in front of us,
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
my fighting spirit might be over. I'm like, he had the black belt.
I
we
mean,
gotta
just think
throw-
about like Rob, strike hard, strike fast.
Yeah, just
we gotta throw
in there quick.
cab at him. But another thing too, somebody like that, weapons are not off limits.
Oh, not at
Yeah.
all. I'm trying to whip this chair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm grabbing something heavy and
Yeah.
metal as much as He's gonna get hit
And
with
he's
that.
not super tall. He's 6'1".
But he's like 400
fucking
pounds.
Nah, he's
mu-
like 280.
400 pounds
of muscle, baby, 2-3% body fat.
We're not making it.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
We're not making it.
It's tough. Speaking of big muscular people, somebody that was big and muscular got fucking active. And this,
Yes.
I wasn't even doing that. I was making a
Well,
segue.
let's get to the shits of
Yeah.
Rob's. Let's get to Rob's recap. Jujutsu Kaisen,
Get to
Jujutsu
it.
Kaisen, episodes 20 17 through 20. Rob's recap. Let's get it.
Brennan is gun shy with the. He's gonna hear it anyway.
I wasn't even going to talk about it.
Oh, it's funny. All right, so episode 17, just as we predicted, we jump back in with the duel between Maki and Kasumi. Kasumi thinks, back on how Maki's twin, said her sister was weak and no real challenge, but she proves to be quite the challenge for her. Kasumi notes, if this was a real fight, she'd be dead several times over already, and prepares to use her simple curse domain, which allows her to hit, anybody that comes inside its radius as soon as she moves her feet. But Maki sees around that, breaks her staff weapon, and throws it into the domain, triggering the attack prematurely, and she charges in, throws Kasumi to the ground, and just disarms her, taking her sword for herself. So the teachers look on through animals controlled by another pro Jujutsu sorcerer whose name is Mei. I'm going to try so hard not to screw her name up with Mai, but it's very close. She notes to Gojo, she should promote Maki, but, he lets her know that the Zenin clan, the clan that, she comes from, they stood in the way. They're not going to let her get the promotion she needs and deserves. And he also asks, hey, why is the feed around with the animals around Yuji? How come that gets so choppy and goes in and out? And she gives this half-hearted answer, it takes a lot of concentration. And Gojo's just like, which side are you on, after all? But, Mei says she's only on Money's side. So that's who she is. As they sit there, Panda exercises a common demon, and the charm on the wall representing it lights up red. We get a lecture from Kiyotaka real quick, explaining, the charms on the wall are for each of the curses that are out there, and when they're exercised, the charm burns in the color of the team that kills it. Red for Tokyo, blue for Kyoto. But because Maki is in the fight, they also allowed for any curse exercised by unregistered object to be scored for Tokyo, since she can't use curse energy, and that's all going to be important later. In the battle, Nobara chases down Nishimiya, which, each of them fighting for the honor of one of the different Zenin twins. Nishiyama explains, that women Jujutsu sorcerers are held up to an impossible standard, being perfect. They have to be strong and pretty to look at. And Maya is held to an even higher standard than that because of Maki. Nobara counters that, Maki's lived under the same upbringing, and turned out fine. Plus, they're all, trying to murder her fellow classmate Yuji for reasons, they don't even understand. And with that, Nobara springs the trap that she was laying, exploding all of these cursed nails she'd been missing Nishiyama with, causing the trees around her to just, tumble down.
Which was dope.
It was
Yeah.
Did anybody else see that coming? I was like, man, she's okay, I guess. And then it was like, boom. I was like, okay, all right.
I've been trying to tell y'all she's dope, bro.
That reminded me of the chick who makes things float from My Hero Academia when she was fighting Bakugo and put everything up above and then crash it on.
Deku's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
But it's all that Nishiyama can do to stay in the air. And eventually Nobara is able to grab some of the bristles from her broom and uses that with her voodoo doll attack that we all know Keenan's a big fan of.
Huge fan of.
I didn't know that you can.
He
you
be
can just
riding for her, boy.
but I didn't know you could do it with items too. So that's even doper too. It can just be something that's.
Keenan's like, and I double down.
I mean, that's a dope. All right, whatever.
dope.
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
dope. It's dope. I'm not saying it's not. It's just funny how
She could take your shirt and then all of a sudden just get a rip of your shirt, make a thing of your shirt, either crush your shirt can crush you. That's what it seems like she can do.
That'd be crazy. It does, and it does affect items because her broom just totally stops working. She tumbles to the ground.
I have a question about that. I'm so sorry to interrupt again, but do you think it only affected the broom because the broom had cursed energy? Do you think her cursed energy attack only affects cursed energy?
Probably.
Or does it affect? And that's what I'm saying. So I don't feel like it's just going to affect an inanimate object because then it's like her cursed energy would have to go into that inanimate object. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, but that makes sense considering what we find out about Toto's thing later on.
That's what I was thinking.
But so Nishiyama tumbles to the ground, and Nobara is about to finish her off with their cursed squeaky hammer, which was funny as hell.
That was funny, bro.
And she's about to finish that third year off when she gets hit from long range by one of Mai's rubber bullets, and she goes down, eliminated from the fight.
I was so mad.
That was tough.
That's how you. Okay.
Yeah. But Mai can't stay comfortable for long. Maki soon shows up ready to fight her sister and, make a name for herself, hopefully become a full-fledged sorcerer even without her family's approval. And then we see in a flashback to their childhood, Maki and Mai were born to one of the most prestigious Jujutsu clans, but neither one of them were born with the full abilities to become what, they would consider the best. Maki has the super strength, but Mai is the only one that can actually see curses. So because of that, they were supposed to just become servants of the house, but Maki refused, left the clan to go forge her own path, and she told the dude, I'm coming back, I'm going to lead this clan eventually. And they're not so happy about that and have basically forced her, to work as hard as she can. She and they're making Mai, of course, on top of that, become a sorcerer as well, even though it's something she never wanted. So as they fight, Maki's able to slice through Mai's rubber bullets, and she thinks her sister has run out of shots, but her technique allows her to create one extra bullet a day, and she thinks her surprise bullet will get her the win, but Maki has been training and is able to catch
And
that
the crazy
bullet
part about
out of
Maki
the
is
air.
that like she can't see cursed energy, but she can see the fact that we're the greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world.
He literally waited until I was distracted. On
He did. He had that timing down.
I don't like him.
But finally out of bullets, Maki beats her sister with Kasumi's sword, and but all Mai wants is to know like why her sister, who she always considered to be stronger and braver than her, would just abandon her. She doesn't understand Maki's ambitions and hates her for it. Maki only says she couldn't stay at the bottom with her. She says I would have hated myself, and just walks away with that. And because of the way their fight went, Mai's also out of the group competition at this point. So next episode, Megumi and Noritoshi are clashing in a building, and it's really all Megumi can do to just dodge his opponent's arrows. Noritoshi has dipped the tips of them in his own blood, which he can manipulate with his curse technique, allowing them to fly in any direction he wants them to. And he's impressed with Megumi and his cursed animals, which it turns out is also a power from the Zenin clan bloodline. However, wanting to push Megumi to the next level, Noritoshi uses his technique to control his blood within his own body to increase his speed and strength. Meanwhile, Togi, out on his own, finds Mekamaru's phone and uses it to call Kasumi, who's just standing there uselessly, and commands her to go to sleep. And with his cursed speech, he finally knocks her out of the competition.
I like the way he sounds when he does his speeches, like when he's just like, sleep, don't move,
Run.
run. Like
If
that's,
everyone was run.
I like the way. I just like the way his voice sounds when he does it. It just sounds. I
And he
like the
don't
way
open his mouth either. Like he don't move his mouth. That's what I meant to say. He just like
I felt like I thought
I thought he moved his
I thought he
mouth.
moved his mouth too.
he just goes
Just
he
opens it up.
opens it and then it just
like a speaker or something.
Yeah, he's dope.
I can't wait till we get to the run part.
Yeah.
Back with the teachers, Iori wants to go get Kasumi out of the field because they don't want to lose her to a second grade curse that's just wandering around. But in a flashback with Principal Yoshinobu, we see that that's not what it is. It's not a second grade curse. It's actually a semi first grade that he has specially trained, and he showed it to Noritoshi, told him how to use it and how to do his bidding, use the special whistle and all that. And he thinks that it should be enough to kill Yuji if they need to resort to that. However, it's Koge who finds the curse first, but the thing is, as soon as he finds it, it gets killed by Hanami, the special grade curse representing the fear of the land.
It wasn't even like when you say it gets killed, like I was like, I love that what they did here is they set up this curse. Like they look terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, this curse is about to light some people up. And then the moment we see it in action, it immediately gets
It didn't
killed.
get in action. It just literally it was head rolled off.
and what I really like about this show is that they do good. They do the right pump fakes. Like they don't pump fake with powers. They pump fake with like you think it's going to be a special moment and it doesn't end up being a special moment.
but then it becomes way more special. of a moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was excited about that special grade code. I was like, oh, this is
I wanted to see it get active.
Yeah. No, I'm happy I didn't.
Yeah. Elsewhere on campus, Mahito has arrived with a curse user named Kumiya, who wants to turn Gojo's skeleton into a coat rack. Good luck with that, buddy.
He was cracking me up, bro.
He was
but-
funny.
Yeah, but he's also he's also
Oh.
funny for thinking he can do that to Gojo.
You're wild. The illusion of him. It's
No, I want to get.
disrespectful.
Though I have things for him. Let's go. I want to get there. So
For
bad.
sure. Oblivious to this, Megumi and Noritoshi continue to fight. Megumi asks if he's, trying to kill Yuji because of the orders from his principal, but Noritoshi says no. This is my own choice. I'm heir to the Kamo clan, another one of the 3 powerful Jujutsu clans. We don't know the third one yet. And he says that Megumi should understand being the heir to the Zenin clan, but Megumi refuses, saying like actually that title should belong to Maki, and I have no connection with that clan any longer. But he does reveal his newest and most powerful shadow animal that he just recently tamed, and it's an elephant that just floods the building with water.
Elephant. I was like, what's this cute little pink elephant gonna?
Oh yeah, he
All right.
That was
blast Noritoshi outside of that building, and follows up with an attack from his Thunderbird. But Hanami's attack at that point spreads all over the arena, stopping their fight and wiping out the rest of the curses. And as the charms in the teacher's observatory all burn red at once, they realize something has gone wrong. Maki could not have taken out everybody all at once. So the teachers jump into action as Kumiya spreads a veil over the fighting grounds. Gojo tries to break through it, but it seems specifically designed to keep him out.
One thing I want to say is before that he's so disrespectful to the principal.
Oh, he is.
Gojo.
Get up,
he was
old
all
man,
like,
come on.
"Hey man, you finished your lunch. You should be ready to go now." Like,
Yeah.
what's up? I say, you are fucking.
I love
disrespectful.
it. I don't.
Old man's
he's
a
my,
jerk.
He's my favorite character. Like Gojo, like
Yeah.
And he got up like, "Fuck this dude, man, because I can't do nothing about this."
Yeah,
shit."
say something, really.
And what does that do for your ego if you're Gojo? It's like, yo, like this incredibly powerful like curse barrier gets put up, and it's like, oh, everybody just runs right through it, and it just stops you, and it's like, oh, this was made just for me. Oh my god,
Yeah.
For me?
oh my god, guys, go ahead. I'm gonna figure this out. Don't you worry. They did this for me.
Yeah, so he stays behind. Iori and Yoshinobu head in without him and soon find Kumiya waiting for them. Iori runs ahead just to help the students while the old man stays behind to fight, busting out an electric guitar.
I wanted to see him get active with that.
Yeah. Megumi, Noritoshi, and Kogi soon find themselves trapped by Hanami, and this is when Koge hits him with the just run.
That was so funny.
Dog.
Like that's like for me, the moment that hit me with is like when you see black people and like a black person runs by a bunch of black people.
Don't ask no
And
fucking
no
questions.
questions, you just run.
Yeah.
And so, and for
No
him, it's like
questions.
you think about he could have jumped out of there and be like, "Let's fight" or whatever, but
Yeah.
he was just like, "Run!"
Run.
Like y'all don't know what I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even like he used his cursed speech to be like, no, you have to run.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
He knew-
I'm saving your lives.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
Because
right.
they forced them to run.
Yeah,
Like,
they was
didn't-
just like,
Oh.
they just start picking up speed.
Yeah, Megumi does recognize it. You know, this is one of the curses that attack Gojo. They try to attack and call for help, but the curse destroys their phones and is seemingly totally immune to their attacks, even when Megumi brandishes a powerful cursed sword. Hanami explains to them, you know, it wants to kill humans in order to save the earth and return it to its natural beauty. And with that, giant roots just erupt all over the
Fucking
courtyard.
Android 16. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Essentially. So the three boys are running using Toge's curse speech to stop Hanami every once in a while, and when he pauses, they just attack it while he's frozen when it's frozen in place, only to run from it again. They know they won't be able to beat it themselves, but they hope they can just draw the fight out long enough that hopefully one of the teachers or pros can get to them in time to help. But still, when they get outside, things get worse. Toge's throat starts to bleed from overusing his technique.
That looked like it hurt.
Hanami, punches a hole right through Megumi's Thunderbird. And when Noritoshi attacks, he's just sent flying backwards. Still, Toge, even though he's bleeding from the throat, he's able to summon the last of his strength to just blast
away.
Blast
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
That was fire. I mean, it did literally
it
nothing,
did nothing.
but
Yeah.
It was cool.
the way he walked up to him, I was like, all right, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Out the way.
Just then, Maki appears and attacks with Kasumi's sword, but it just breaks right on Hanami's tough exterior.
And she called it too. She said, "What you gonna do with that weak ass sword?" I'm like, "What sword?" Oh,
Yeah. Megumi charges in as well, attacking with his black curse sword, and he's able to slice through the trees blooming out of Hanami's eyes and suspects, hey, maybe that's a weak spot. Her sword broken, though. Maki draws a new weapon from Megumi's little shadow storage
I
realm.
like this weapon, dog.
This 3-section staff with a first grade rating, and she uses it to just smash Hanami back into the woods.
Nami was like, oh, that's a weapon.
That's for real.
Yeah.
Megumi unleashes his curse dog, explaining that, when his other one was killed by the curse at the detention facility, it allowed him to transfer the power of that one into the remaining dog, making it even stronger. And it's able to take a chunk out of the curse. And he and Maki are able to team up on it and cause some damage, actually. But, Hanami has tricks of its own and sticks a plant in Megumi that feeds off of his cursed energy, preventing him from using it to attack without making, the plant burrow deeper in his body. And Maki tries to attack on her own, but she's just completely out of her depth at this point, and he just disarms her and captures her. It seems like it could be the end for them, but just then Yuji and Toto arrive after their bro down, and they are ready to test out their synergy.
I have one
yes.
question or an observation that's happened like twice now. What's the guy that has the cursed animals that are with him? What's
That's
his-
Megumi.
Magumi. There's twice now that he's been like, all right, I'm about to, and people are like, no. Like, haven't you guys noticed that? He's like, all right, I'm gonna take it there.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it yet. So for me, I love, again, a good pump fake. That's all I'm gonna bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they even called it too. She was like, "Hey, fam, we good." Like
Don't do
they-
it.
She
we
saw
got-
who was coming.
Yeah, we
That's
like,
why.
we're good. Don't do it.
We don't need that right now. So while Panda and Yishimiya
Get it?
get the injured students out of danger, Megumi tells Yuji, do not die again on me, and lets Toto know about the curse's weak spot and, where Maki dropped off her staff. Before the fight, Toto says that, he will not jump in to help Yuji until he can master the
Love
Black
it.
Flash technique, this special attack that, distorts space with the cursed energy. And that's the technique that apparently separates the amateurs from the pros. And he's like, I'm not stepping in until you can do that, even if it means you die in the process.
Bro, this is go time. There's no fun in games.
Right.
He said, nah, man, you got to learn something today. And you got to do it against one of the most powerful motherfuckers you ever fought against. I'm going to sit here and watch.
That's the most powerful curse I've ever seen in my life. Good luck, bro.
Good luck. Figure it out.
Trial by fire.
Yuji, and he's got no problem with that, and charges in eager to get revenge on one of Mahito's allies. But his rage makes him reckless. He can't land the attack, and frustrated, Toto literally just slaps the shit
Loved it.
out of Yuji. Tries to slap some sense into him. Tells him like, you need to focus. So Yuji focused up, attacks again, now with total focus, and lands a devastating Black Flash attack that makes Hanami realize it will have to go all out. So it then reveals its second arm, which has been covered until then, and on its shoulder rests this like cursed rose and bloom.
Does that not remind you guys of the Yu Yu Hakusho, the rose rope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That character reminded me of Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu from
Tekken?
I was gonna say Soul Calibur.
But they on.
I think they might be in both.
It's
Yeah.
from Tekken, and
Tekken, and then
on-
went to Soul
Soul
Calibur.
Calibur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and then he was spin and shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what he reminded me. Fuck.
Hanami suddenly attacks with more vigor, but Yuji and Toto are totally in sync and dodge everything that it has to throw at them. And at that moment, Hanami thinks back to a conversation it had with Mahito about the nature of curses and how their only purpose is to cause pain, hatred, and violence. And because Hanami hasn't fully enjoyed those things, Mahito suspects that Hanami has been hiding its full strength. In the present, Hanami realizes, hey, Mahito was right. I'm enjoying this fight, and with the Jujutsu sorcerers, and the intensity of the attacks continue to increase. And Toto realizes it's time to reveal his own curse technique. So in this last episode of this stretch, in a brief flashback, we see Toto as a kid kicking the shit out of kids much older and bigger than him. It's so bad, in fact, that it's boring to him. But that all has changed when this mysterious woman shows up and changed everything for him. Back in the present, he is sure that they can win the fight. He and Yuji charge in. However, Hanami wraps his leg, Toto's leg, in a root and just throws him towards some nearby spikes. It's just like, well, that's scratch one of these dudes. But just before landing, Toto claps his hand, and he and Hanami switch places, and the curse is just impaled instead. So
Power.
He was making it clap like Brennan.
yeah. And he explains that, his technique, how it works. And somebody pointed out in the YouTube comments, hey, this is basically that's part of, if you explain the technique, it makes it stronger. So he promises Yuji, they'll win before, it can get used to the attack. So friends rush into attack, and they rock Hanami from every angle. They're just confusing the curse before it can even get ready to defend. To make things worse for it, Yuji launches into a flurry of Black Flash attacks, and we hear Kento explaining in a VO about, once a Jujutsu sorcerer lands one of these attacks, they enter the zone. Yeah, so much like an athlete would. And still, the record for consecutive Black Flash attacks is 4, held by Kento himself. And in that moment, his first time using it, Yuji's able to tie that record, and Toto's just like, this is back like that moment in my childhood where everything changed for me. My life is changing again because of this kid. So Hanami tries to attack, trying attack after an attack, but the two buddies are just too much, defending against everything the curse can throw at them, constantly surprised by what Toto can make switch places. And it turns out, he can essentially make anything switch that has cursed energy. So if it's got cursed energy, kind of like what Brennan was alluding to earlier, he can make it switch places. Eventually, he even uses it to make Yuji swap places with Maki's sectional staff and starts pummeling Hanami on his own. And that's when Hanami reveals the cursed rose's purpose. It absorbs the life force of the plants around it and turns it into curse energy, and he just kills all the grass and trees around it, charging up a powerful attack. But before it can be unleashed, Gojo finally breaks down the veil barrier, and not a moment too soon, because elsewhere it seems like Kumiya has figured out Yoshinobu's attacks, and another curse wielder wielding a sword that has like a hand for a handle, just drops right in on Iori, Nobara, and Mai. But when he sees the veil is gone,
Everybody's like, oh no.
Yeah,
they're
One
outta
Punch
here.
Man's here. Like, no, it's time to go.
What's the Rosewood name again? Hanami?
Hanami is
He looked up. He was like, all right, man, it's time for me to get up
Yeah,
out of here.
I love
It's a wrap.
love that. That he's just like, Nope.
Yeah, I don't want this
Yeah.
problem.
Every
bro.
time
Let
he's
me
been
get up
around
outta here.
Gojo, like, you remember he saved other guys? Just like,
Yeah,
no.
I'm getting out.
I'm not here to
Get
fight.
that
Fight
head,
you,
get
bro.
out.
Threw them
I'm outta
flowers
here.
out there,
Yeah.
just disappeared into the ground. I
Get
was
that
like,
head and get out of here.
Time
you
to
saw
go.
what happened to Volcano Head.
Yeah.
So Gojo assesses where he's needed and sees Yuji and Toto handling Hanami, and is, he's pleased that they're working together. Figure, they got it handled. Instead, he goes to help out Yoshinobu, and when Kumiya threatens him to turn him into a coat rag, Gojo just slashes his limbs
my God.
in a fraction of a second, leaving him maimed and alive.
Literally,
for
the,
questioning.
the old dude goes, hey, don't kill him. We need to keep him.
in a second. All
Yeah.
that in a second.
So we classify this easily as being KO'd, right?
It happened.
Oh,
it
yeah.
happened too fast.
Well, because
We'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there. Because I definitely got a question about that. But sensing, that only Hanami is left and, is also attempting to run, Gojo unleashes what looks like a planet-destroying attack that rips across the battleground, turning where Hanami stood basically into a canyon. We can't be sure that we've seen the last of Hanami at this point, I don't think. Elsewhere, Mahito, leaves the campus with the real object of their mission, the Sukuna figure that they had left at Junpei's house, and the curse, mission accomplished at this point. So,
Yeah.
and that's where we'll leave off. We got one more stretch of episodes to
I'm
finish
so
this
sad. We
season
only have
off.
4 episodes left.
Did it?
I'm
yeah.
so mad about this. Why?
I forgot, Brennan, is the manga done?
Nah.
Why would
No,
I
no.
care?
I know, but you did the actual factual, so I figured.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't remember.
That's
I don't
why was
remember.
No, I
asking.
don't think it was done.
I don't read no manga.
Let me tell you something, bro. Thank you, Rob, for the Rob recaps.
Yeah, good
as
job,
always,
Rob.
bro.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
While we
I'm sorry.
interrupted you multiple times, still got it under like 20 minutes almost. So that's pretty damn
Almost.
good. Almost, yeah.
It was under 20 minutes because we were talking about
other stuff for a few
jumping
minutes.
Aaron Donald for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, this goddamn show, man. So many. Let's get to the questions. I'll get to my stuff later. All right. Let's get to the question portion of the show. All right. After seeing all the students and most teachers after the group event, what do you make of all of them? Who was the MVP? Who was most improved? And who got KO'd? All right. I think we should all consider the whole event, including the curses attack. So pretty much these whole stretches of, I think, 8, really, right? Or 6. These last 6 episodes.
Yeah, I
pretty
think
much
6 episodes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
So for me, I think for a lot of these students impressed. I think a lot of them did good job out there. Gave their best. Definitely, I think for me the MVP, not necessarily the strongest person, but I think the MVP has to go to Maki on this.
Yes.
She eliminated 2 other student fighters on her own. And people in the comments they called it. They said we were sleeping on Maki. We weren't giving her the respect she deserved, and I think she proved it.
I don't know if I was sleeping on her. I got to look back at what I said.
Everybody,
We
all were just like, you wear glasses?
You fired her up. You
Yeah, you
did.
did.
We fired her up for not having the Horace Grants,
Yeah.
which did get knocked off.
Yeah.
Her glasses did get knocked off. So
you
there's
fired
that.
her up. We all in this. This is a 4 for 4 situation.
Yep.
So I was saying, who has the most improving to do?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Who has the most improving to do? I think it's unquestionably Kasumi,
That's the girl with the sword. isn't
the
it?
girl with the sword.
Oh, yeah. She was trash.
she was
Yeah.
For me, I think she's got the most still to prove.
And she owned being trash.
She did.
Which I don't know if I like that or not.
She just she even said, I've got my brothers to support out here. You can't even fight harder for your brothers. Even her sword, her special sword is the only thing that can make her do, got broken in a fraction of a second against that special great curse. And then who got KO'd? I mean, Brennan brought him up already. It's the guy that fucking Gojo absolutely sliced up
Why
to
the bald
pieces.
head one's got to get jacked up all the time, man? I'm
Hey,
sick of this shit.
Hey, bro, One Punch Man, we're good.
Yeah, we
We're
got
good.
one.
We're good.
He does a lot of heavy lifting for the ball community.
He does. Krillin, bro. Ugh.
That's heavy lifting for the ball
But for me,
community.
that's where I stand on this. Those are my 3.
Brennan.
The only real thing that I would say that could possibly be the MVP is the guy. What's his name? Who trained our the clap? What's his name?
Toto.
Yeah.
Toto.
Toto.
yeah.
I think he can get an MVP pretty easily.
Sure.
Mostly because the best, arguably the mentorship. I mean, come on, guys. And how far he took him. And then also just how he stood up to this most powerful cursed spirit. And again, remember how last week we talked about 3-on-3, and I said Lemillion was my guy. I was like, yo, even though his quirk as presented originally is trash, the way he used it is what made him so almost invincible. I think that you could nearly, not fully, make the same argument here. Is that the way that he was using his shit in this episode, I was just like, it would be very difficult to fight this guy.
Yeah.
For anybody, any hero in any universe would have trouble fighting this guy.
I still think he got some shit to release too. I think he got some stuff.
No,
hidden, too.
there has to be more levels to it, but
Yeah.
it's just such a simple technique. But for me, my face was blown off twice with his technique. The first when he switched places with the staff, and the second when he clapped, not to do anything at all.
That was smart.
Yeah,
I was like,
that shows you
oh.
that he's not all just bronze and he's bronze and brains. He's not
Yeah.
necessarily a dumb guy.
But
I
what
was
would he
done.
do in a situation where it's 1-on-1? What would be the benefit of him switching?
If the person can't fly, he just jumps off the bridges and a bridge or some shit and claps.
Like if he was in a world tournament with Goku,
Mm-hmm.
like how would he beat Goku?
Easily jump off the stage right before your feet touch the ground, clap. World tournament, feet hit the ground.
If he
you
did
lose.
have like a cursed item too, he could like throw something around and like, mix it
Yeah.
up like that. But he also mentioned when he fought Megumi, like, I don't bust out cursed energy for anything less than a special grade.
yeah.
Which is why he's so like
That's why he's so formidable. He doesn't need it normally.
Yeah.
So he's impressive. He's an impressive character. I personally say he is my MVP for that, simply because of how he used his power. Because what's her name? One of her students she knocked out was trash. So that doesn't get full credit. Like we all said, she's like, oh, drop my sword. Like
she's done.
She didn't even stand a chance. So
Who's your most improving? Who has the most improving?
Who needs the most improving, Brennan?
Yeah.
who needs the most improvement?
Yes.
I said I don't have an argument for what you said. Like that's the only one. Like everybody else, you said I'm here for. Like I agree fully. That's what I'm with you.
Yeah, man. For me, I have co-MVPs.
Okay.
Maki and
Toto?
Yeah, because I was this show is showing me that there's a lot of freaking dope characters. I like a lot of characters on this show, a lot. Maki was just like the reason why I got to give her definitely an MVP is because we wasn't expecting this from her, and I was like, she's getting active, and I like her. She went from like I guess on a lower totem pole to like the one of my favorite characters on the show. Like she's super dope.
She's in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, for sure. She's super, super dope.
Yeah.
I'll say who needs the most improving. The girl on the broom.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just wasn't. I'm not fucking
She
with her
didn't
at
really do
all.
much.
She didn't bring much to the table. She got smoked. If what's the old girl didn't shoot old girl in the head with the bullet, she's done with.
She's a third year.
Yeah, and she's a third year. That's why I say you need a lot more work to do when you're a third year. You low key garbage. So those are my picks. Nice.
I was doing this is not even the fact that you guys said it already. This guy was my MVP regardless, but Togi, the mouth guy, like
yeah.
if
He's
people
so dope.
people be dead if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
a lot of people would be dead
Yeah.
if it wasn't for him. So I think he's the MVP in the sense of like the bigger picture of what he did. Like his MVP is equivalent to like when Steve Nash won it. Like you might have not been the best in the league at that time, but what you did with the team that you had is what made you the MVP.
Man, fuck all that. Steve Nash don't deserve to MVP.
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant
This is
deserves
I don't
it.
care anybody
This
says.
is
He don't
true.
deserve two MVPs.
100%. I'm talking about the first one. I'm not talking about the back-to-back. The second one, that's fucking Kobe for sure. But I do think that Togi, like, he saved them, especially making them run. Yeah,
No,
like,
I think
this
it
shit was dope.
I agree with that, but I also think that the guy, what's his name again, the clap guy? I should know his name.
Toto.
Toto saved a lot of lives too, though. It's like they both would have been dead if he didn't show up when he did. You know what I'm saying?
true.
Like,
Yeah.
But he prolonged it, and he was one of those people that helped them figure out like shit about them.
I'll say
Like,
I get that, but all I'm saying is like Toto. If Toto wasn't there, like a lot more people would have died too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with your point, but all I'm saying is Toto did that too.
Argument wise, I think we all made
And
a
gave
case
him
for
hands.
MVPs, and I don't think there's any really dispute. Even with ISIS,
I'm with that.
I can't.
They all
dispute.
went out there. They did
No, I
their
agree.
thing. Yeah.
I fully
Yeah.
agree. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying
needs
like,
improvement is the same as Keenan's. The broom girl, she was trash to me. She was more trash than the blue hair one.
Really?
Yeah.
She didn't even talk trash that well. She tried. He's like,
Yeah.
you're not a like. This is how you're supposed to be as a woman.
And I don't like how she was like riding. I mean, I know she don't have balls, but she was dick riding fucking Amai. Like I didn't like that. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what she's been through. No. Shut up.
Not even close to what her sister
Yeah,
did.
like
Yeah.
who are you talking to? Her sister.
yeah.
Like
that's what made Maki even
fucking-
better because Maki don't do none of that.
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
you talk. Yeah, like Maki's chilling.
She's just like, we fighting? No, all right, moving on.
No.
And then Kato, yeah. I mean, I don't. It's not even in the same conversation as Kato because like Kato got his ass whooped for like at least 5 minutes. So that happened so quick that I don't
But
even put them in the same conversation.
Did
Kato-
Kasumi get KO'd? The blue hair girl? She get KO'd?
Nah, I don't
Nah.
because the level of magnitude that it was, she just took an
Yeah.
L.
Okay.
That's just an L.
Yeah.
Yo, like,
Like-
I just want you to just understand that moment of literally being delimbed. Like, he lost all 4 limbs
Of course,
in one moment.
I'm
But
not.
Turned into soup.
imagine getting beat up for 5 minutes and
Straight. And you
just like,
came down like.
but you
I
still,
think
at
what
the end
makes
of the day, he still has all his body parts.
But what makes Kato, he came down to his sewer with the smoke,
Yeah.
like he was about to do some shit and got his ass and head and arms and legs handed to him.
It's like this. If somebody beats you up, if somebody knocks me out,
right.
that's it's over. He
That's
knocked
it.
me out. I'm slept, right? If somebody beat me up with all body shots for
For
5 to 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm telling him, just knock me out, dog.
Yeah.
Hit me in the face. Nah, bro.
And
So okay, so my
I'd rather get
question-
knocked out.
So my question would be, if you had to pick, would you rather get the experience that this guy got or get KO'd?
the experience that he got. Of course. I would never want to get KO'd.
Because the thing is, KO, you could still manage a full recovery.
Well, I mean, and I understand what you're saying, Brennan. I would still want to keep my own limbs, but I'm just saying, getting mashed on
yeah.
for
For
5
like-
to 10 minutes.
No, I
That's
agree with you guys
forever.
are saying. I'm saying that like long term, I think it's better to get KO'd.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Than to get
Yeah.
this.
In the
But,
long term.
I mean, in the
In the
cursed world,
moment-
in the cursed world, they can reverse that though.
Well,
like they can put his hands. And
I
stuff.
don't think he's ever gonna
Like,
have limbs
I
again.
think he's human, right? Because he's not. He's
never- he's
I
never
think
gonna-
he's a curse user. Yeah,
He's-
I don't think he's.
I don't think he's
a
ever
curse.
gonna have limbs again.
Yeah,
I think
he's
that-
probably done with.
Yeah. If he can.
If he was one of those,
retired.
if he's one of the actual curses, I think you can probably would.
They can do. They said that if they're an actual curse, they like because at one point Hanami like gets an arm like cut off from
Yeah.
Yuji or whatever, and it just grows it back. And
Yeah.
Toto tells him like that's no problem.
Yeah, it's
like
just
they can
curse
just
energy.
they can like heal themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that.
Yeah,
He's a person.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
he's a
call
person.
we call him the Kato for a reason. He got a consecutive ass whooping for 5 minutes.
he's definitely he's definitely the worst. Let's get to the next question, man, bro. Like I said, all these guys and ladies on here are just. I'm loving a lot of characters on here. Now that we've seen all these characters do work now, who is your favorite out of both teams? You can. I'll let you go. You can pick one from both teams. From the what was the Japanese school and
From Tokyo and then
Tokyo
Kyoto.
and Kyoto.
Yep.
The Japanese school, like
My bad.
Both. They all in Japan.
Both. Man. From the Tokyo school, it's hard to choose between Maki and the dude with the voice. I like both of them, man, a lot. Like a lot, man.
Just fuck Itadori, huh?
The main character, because no, he's cool, but like I've enjoyed the other two. Like finally, when the dude gets active with the voice, like don't move. Like I was hyped watching him.
Yeah.
I was super hyped watching him. I might have to go with Sincere. Sincere was on the show a few weeks ago, and he was saying he told me before, he's like, that's my favorite character. I might have to go with him on this team. I do like how he actually has.
Wait, who was the person you picked?
The dude with the voice.
Toge.
Toge. I like that he actually he can't just go ham with it either. Like there is a weakness. Like he ends up like
Because he drinks
he was
something.
drinking something
Yeah.
probably to even help his voice,
Yeah.
but he was using it in a powerful way. He could probably use it more if it's not as powerful. But against his first grade curse or whatever it was, he had to go ham. So I do respect that they gave him a weakness because if he didn't, he'd be OP. Like
Yeah.
it'll be a
But
rap.
I think he's one of those characters that like in season 3, season 4, he's
he's gonna be OP.
dog.
Yeah,
He's gonna be a
definitely.
dog.
So I got him from that from the Tokyo team, and then from the what's the other team again? I forgot.
Kyoto.
Kyoto team. I'm not really fucking with any of them like that. I don't really.
Toto?
Oh yeah, he's on that team. Yeah, it's easy. Toto. I was thinking. I forgot because.
Yeah,
I was
because
think-
he's so cool with the.
Yeah, he ended up being so cool with the other team. But
Yeah.
it's Toto. But it's like, yeah, everybody else. The dude that was doing kind of the blood stuff. The
No.
eye thing was cool.
I actually texted Rob. Didn't I tell you about that? I was like,
Yeah,
this-
we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this like the guy with the arrows. I was like, this is the worst fight. Like, I don't care about this.
Yeah, he didn't. For him to be a blind character type or whatever,
Trash.
I was just like, yo, you showing the eye. Give us something. You're supposed to give us some smoke.
And he doping.
And
Yeah.
he's doping on top
Come
of
on,
that.
And he still
A-Rod.
couldn't even.
So yeah, that's mine. Go ahead, Ice.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same as Keenan's. I like the blood guy at first, but then he went to the bottom of the totem pole real fast. Like he was hard for maybe 2 minutes tops, and then that shit went to shit. So yeah, Toge and then Toto.
Brennan.
I mean, easily Yuji and Toto, but I'm gonna just say that's easily for me. Like, I love our main character. I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
Toto's super
Funny.
dope. I already explained all that. Super funny. But what I actually want to give a shout out to of my favorite characters, because I'm a huge fan of antagonists. I'm gonna give it to Hanami. Like that character went in, like fought against what? How many of those black flashes did he take to the face?
He's
You know,
beast.
Took 5.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Took 5 black flashes to the face. Took a registered 1 curse weapon to the face. You know what I'm saying? Like took everybody, like our main character leveling up to 10, plus like the strongest faculty, like non-faculty person whooping that ass with a grade 1. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
all of it. I don't think any of those other curses that we've seen thus far would have been able to stand up to what Hanami stood up to in this particular episode.
Might be
like,
true.
I think like the only thing that we didn't see from Hanami is like, what Hanami was about to do was the dimension, whatever its expansion thing. What's it called?
Oh yeah, the domain thing.
Yeah, I think
Whatever had up its sleeve with that rose.
Yeah, I
thing.
think the domain thing was about to like. I think that Hanami's domain would have killed all the students. Like nobody would have had a chance. The only person who has a chance is Gojo.
But no, he said Toto or Itadori would have been able to handle it. Like he said that he was like, "Oh, I have this, but both of y'all can handle it, so I don't really know what the fuck I'm gonna do. This is just
Someone go over
basically-"
somewhere else. Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, he said that y'all can't handle it. Like I know both of y'all can handle it, so I'm kind of wasting my time here.
And so, final shout out. My favorite antagonist is Sukuna, mostly because of what he did to Manito, whatever his name is.
What answer is this? Because weren't we talking about the teams?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's just going completely off the
Yeah,
rails.
he's
I'm just doing
This is
Brennan.
what Brennan does.
I just said I like antagonists.
All right,
so
I'm gonna go
Sukuna.
antagonist. I'm gonna
I want
add-
Sukuna. Sukuna's my favorite because he messed up the other curse for touching him. That's it. Done.
Fucking Brennan, bro.
I do what I want.
Dude does his own thing. This is my studio.
I don't recognize the question, and I will not answer.
I did. I answered it in 3 words.
You need the question reset to you, Rob? Since, he
No,
just
I got
went
you.
in-
I got it in front of me. No, I mean, with Kyoto, it really does feel like my hand's tied, and you got to go with Toto. Like, I want to pick the dude with his eyes closed, but he just didn't. He didn't get there. Like, I thought he started off really strong. Just like with you guys, I agree. He started off really strong, and then just like totally dropped the ball along the way there, and became completely useless. Even though he was, I think, the only person that was able to hurt Hanami before. He got in before Yuji and Toto got there, because Megumi even mentions at one point like, "Oh, he's actually doing some damage."
Yeah.
And then, man, I feel like he got like Tokyo's got an embarrassment of riches as far as like their students. I for me personally, it is Toge. Toge, I think, is probably my favorite. But I think like you wouldn't be wrong picking any of them. Like Panda's dope.
Panda's dope as hell.
You've Maki is dope.
Yeah,
Like
good shout out to Panda. I agree.
like I feel like everybody on Tokyo's team is like a winner, whereas like in Kyoto is like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Those are third years, bro.
And how they pulled up. My whole thing is like, it's all about how you pull up. If you pull up dunking in the layup line, got all of the Nikes, the arm sleeves, the leg sleeves, doing
He said,
crossovers
"Dunking
all in
the
this stuff.
layup line. I like that.
If you pull up like that, you better be blowing these teams out 20 or 30 points.
Yeah.
You coming in there doing all this crazy shit and losing, and got one person carrying the whole team. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right. What next question? Does this plot from these episodes remind you of any other anime? My Hero's first movie, My Hero Camp, Demon Slayer character development.
Oh yeah,
Brennan.
I'm sorry. Those notes for me, but that's what I was gonna say. I shouldn't have put it in there. I forgot
Oh,
to share
yeah,
notes.
that's why you. That's why you added this to my
No.
thing. And my thing went off.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm stupid. All right, fine. We get it. No, so like what I was gonna say is that this
Cam
this
is so
does-
disappointed in you right now.
I love you, Cam. Shout out to Cam with his nice hair today. With the hair flip.
Hair flip. Hey, happy belated birthday to Cam
Happy-
too, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday,
Cam,
Happy
man.
birthday. Hey, and today's Keith Poley's birthday.
And Keith Poley.
Yeah,
Happy
shout
birthday to
out
Keith.
young Keith.
Yeah, Keith
Yeah.
got a baby
Among
on the
Us
way.
detective.
He got a daughter on the way.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations,
It's a
brother.
girl, man.
We love you, man.
Appreciate you.
Good things happening for Keith.
All right, so to answer my question is that this show reminds me of My Hero Academia hard. First is because of the camp that the My Hero Academia had where they were attacked by villains. It happened twice in My Hero Academia. They had the
Yeah.
training session in the
Yeah.
first season, and I think it was the third season they had a camp. They got attacked. None of them went the way they were supposed to, and they were both starting off really dope anyway, like seeing students against students and stuff you want to see. Normally these type of shows to get ruined by villains and everything turned to 10. And both of those sessions were dope in My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
And they did that, and they towed the line. They're like, yep, this is dope as well. I thought that was great. Also, the first My Hero Academia movie, I got vibes from that when we saw. I'm so bad with names. Who's our main character and the clap guy again?
Toto?
Yeah.
Toto and Yuji?
Toto and Yuji fighting Hanami when they were complete unison. That's just like when All Might and Midoriya were fighting against that guy when they had to run. Was that the first movie or the second movie?
That was the
First
first movie.
Yeah, the
yeah.
first movie. So that gave me vibes of that.
And
You know
when
what I'm
Deku and Bakugo were fighting together.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of like mirror imaging of My Hero in that for me.
I wouldn't just get that to My Hero. That's probably from other stuff.
It
too.
is too, but for me, I'm just
I'ma
thinking
get
like
into it.
recent.
Wow.
It's very recent. I know everything's Naruto to Ice, so that's what he's gonna say.
Yeah. I'm sure there was stuff from before that too, so I can't give it to Naruto either.
Yeah, and then also Demon Slayer, the plot development. We were talking about how Demon Slayer moves at breakneck speed. You got to think about where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? 16 episodes in, the world's already been established. We have how many characters that we already know can discuss?
Established.
You know what I'm saying? We also have villains that also make sense to us. You know, stakes that make sense to us, and a backstory, a backdrop that doesn't even directly matter in the episodes we're watching, and then gets a little flare at the end with the finger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, like this reminds me of the breakneck speed that we saw in Demon Slayer when it came to how the story progressed. So this show is taking the best elements of the shows that we think are doing the best, or at least I think are doing the best in anime, contemporarily wise. And I'm like, yo, fire! This is dope.
Yeah, no real filler on this.
Zero.
No
Zero
recap
filler.
episodes.
The thing is, the only time you
like-
could even say there is slight filler is when it's like being funny, but it's actually funny, so it doesn't feel like filler.
They put their filler at the end of the episodes where did you watch the end of the episodes on these ones too?
Yeah. I've been
And
watching them since you pointed it
the
out.
villains wearing the schoolgirl dresses, and it's just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, it's just
ridiculous.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, you already know it.
Everything's
you already,
Naruto.
you already know it. This is Naruto. This is Naruto. Like, you can tell that this whoever wrote this, the guy that wrote this, obviously he's young. We already pointed that out that he has heavily influenced. But this is, I know you guys watching it, so I'm not going to go too in depth. But this is the tuning exams. This is basically the tuning exams, and then I'm gonna just say that.
Gotcha.
Rob.
That's what it is. I'm gonna pull a Brennan. I'm gonna break the question a little bit.
Do it.
I'm actually gonna pull from a book. This reminded me a little bit of Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, especially the last bit of the Triwizard Tournament
maze.
when they were all in the maze
Yeah.
and like a bad guy started showing up.
Yep.
People were getting cursed and like being turned against each other, and then they just started murdering students
Yeah.
when they pulled up at the end to let them know like
Diggory, right?
Cedric Diggory got, and then like Voldemort was like made his big return. Like, I'm here on the scene. I'm returning at this big like wizarding school tournament. Like, I'm back. So that I definitely got some big vibes from that as well.
I like to point out that when you said that, and then I knew exactly what you were talking about, Keenan looked at me like, nigga.
I don't. Hey, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter worlds.
The way you looked at me, knowing what Rob was saying, was so funny because I was just like, yeah, the maze. And Keenan was like,
Brendan's been on the established, a big Harry Potter guy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
read all the books like 3
No,
times.
I don't knock. I just couldn't get into it. I get
couldn't
it.
do Lord of the Rings.
Huh? I don't fuck Lord of the
It's
Rings.
3
Oh,
movies.
come on.
Oh,
It's 3
what?
movies.
Come on, man.
Blasphemy.
It's 3
Blasphemy.
movies. Come
Huh?
on.
Bro.
Come
It's-
on.
I'm not a huge
Hey,
Lord of the
Rob,
Rings fan,
9
but it's worth
hours.
watching.
Hey, kill this man real quick, Rob.
nine-
'Cause you should have saw the
it's 9
disgust
hours,
in
bro.
Rob's face right now. He almost uppercutted your ass. Like,
I just, man.
Cameron was like about to shut your mic off. Just
I
like,
go,
yeah.
I go on YouTube and watch Lord of the Ring clips. I'm like, okay, this part is cool. I don't got.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah, when you see the arrows sliding down
no
the steps, I'm here
context
for it.
No context.
No
of what's going
context.
on.
I just know Smeagol's funny looking, and I'm cool with that. I mean, I gotta agree with Brennan with the Demon Slayer pacing. If you're going to pick something for that, I just think that pacing wise, they're cutting out the bullshit. And I think to me that's how I would do an anime. I would do an anime exactly like this. I would have did it before I saw Demon Slayer like this. I just would cut out the bullshit and get to what needs to be gotten to.
And I think that's the good part about a young person doing it because he's probably set through years of filler.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
sick
like,
of
fuck
this.
it. Like,
Yeah.
if he probably was telling himself, if I ever make my own anime, this shit will never have filler.
I feel like
mean-
he was like,
Yeah.
when I make my own anime.
Yeah. I mean, as much as you say it's not like Naruto. He probably was like, I'm sick of Naruto. I'm sick of all this goddamn filler. There's 400 episodes of filler in this bitch. True. I am not gonna do this.
Probably watch One Piece too.
Yeah, same with One Piece.
Fuck One Piece. Fuck One
I mean, I
Piece.
agree with all that. I agree. He's probably just like, bro, you're dragging ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I agree with the My Hero. When just the whole coming to invading the school and stuff like that. I did get kind of those vibes, but none of that bothers me because they're doing it in their own way. Like I love it.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm not like, man, this is just too much. Like, this is a copycat. I don't feel like. I feel like it's just like all anime takes from all anime. Like unless you're like from the 80s, early 90s, like early 90s, you've taken from previous anime. So I can't sit there and get mad at this from taking from its predecessors. You know what I'm saying? The right word, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got
I was
it.
surprised. That was
No
good.
buffering.
That-
You did it.
I said it with confidence, but
appreciate you owning it. You should have kept rolling with it.
I know I should have. All right, next question. Is it safe to say that we underestimated Maki? Of course. And when it's time for someone, when is a time when someone underestimated you?
You just had to make sure you got some buffering in
Yeah,
there.
I did. I know.
Damn, you was doing so
You got
good.
The
so
rainbow
good,
wheel
yeah.
was going.
Yeah.
You was going so good.
Beach ball.
Please, I save him.
Yeah. I think first and foremost, I said it a little bit earlier. All 4 of us talk mad shit about Mike.
I'm gonna go back because I remember talking mad shit.
we all went in. We all
Rob,
went
was-
in.
Rob ain't
we-
fucking with. Rob was like,
yeah.
bro, you were
You
talking.
went- you
shit.
was
I'm pretty
talking
sure
shit.
we were all talking
all
shit
four of
on
us
Maki.
went in on Maki, and we was just like,
It was a great
how
setup.
can you?
It
How
was a
can we
great
do
setup.
that?
Great setup.
And people was active in the comments and in the Animeshun group chat, like, yo, y'all sleeping on Maki. Y'all sleeping on Maki.
They
I'm
were.
like, all right, whatever. But she went in.
Yeah, 'cause you were like, if her glasses get knocked off, what's she gonna do?
Yeah.
Like destroy everything.
I don't understand why you did, because you already said that there's a character like that in Naruto with Rock Lee or whatever like that.
And Rock Lee gets busy.
And it's like you probably should have been the first one to be like, I don't know, man. Those characters gotta work the hardest, and normally there were some of the better characters.
That's true, but I didn't. She didn't have those moments that Maki did. I mean, excuse me, that Rock Lee did until we saw her moment. It just came later than Rock Lee's did, I guess, in the scheme of things. But I say that to say, when is a time that you've been underestimated? And I think with me, not even being 30 yet, and running one major company, and a couple different stores in that major company, and a couple different teams, you know. Having people with over like 190 employees that I'm, quote unquote, in charge of. Not quote unquote, I am in charge of. I think being young, being black, and just being like silly as I am and joking around, I think my business savvy and business skill set, people kind of underestimated that until they see what I'm able to produce from a business standpoint, from a money standpoint, and then to do that. And now that the venture that I'm in now, I think again, people have doubted me because of those factors, being young, being black, and being just silly and all the time. I think people have underestimated me, and I've shown again that like I'm not a one-trick pony. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with just comedy, like being underestimated in the comedy game. And when you first get started, people are just like, people expect you to quit within the first. They give you a year, they're like, all right, let's see where you are from here. That's always the thing in comedy. It's like, we'll see where you are from a year from now. So I mean, from family to friends to just being like, all right, he's doing this little cute little hobby. And then now it's like, hey man, I saw the video, or hey man, I saw a clip of you. Hey man, we went to the show and you were. I'm just like, and it's never an arrogance thing with me. It's just kind of like, bro, like I work hard at this. It's not about even that I do this. It's like I do this, but it's like it's because I work. I want to get better, and I know I never look at what I've done and been like, yo, Keenan's a beast. I'll be like, yo, I got to get better than that.
Yeah.
I can be better than what I did last time. So, of course, underestimate. I'm sorry, Maki. I apologize. You're a monster out in these damn streets, Rob.
Yeah, no, I'll say a time I was underestimated actually was right before I'll bring it up again. The black belt test that I took, you had to be picked actually. Like it was one of the things in our karate school, like whenever you did like the promotions, like you basically like you just went and did your thing. But when it came to like the black belt thing, you had to be selected to take the test, and the test was a year-long thing. And they didn't actually pick me when they picked a couple other people that I had kind of come in around the same time as. And the first thing was like you had to write this like 5-page paper on like all this different stuff because it was supposed to be a test of like mind, body, yada yada. So anyway, I just wrote the paper anyway and turned it in, and basically was just like, no, I'm taking this. And then like they brought me in and we were kind of like, we originally weren't going to pick you for this, but basically you have everything to prove to us now because, we didn't think you would stick through it because I had kind of been in and out of the program for a bit. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm going to do it. And I stuck with it and I got the promotion and I made it through the whole thing.
That is so
Fucking
boss.
right.
And
That
it
is
was
so
tough.
boss.
It was tough. So
And
no, that was my time.
I
And
respect you for right.
that
Yeah.
5-page paper probably wasn't shit to you. You was like, I do that
At
in
the
my
time,
sleep.
that was probably the longest thing I had written because that was
Really?
like, I was only in like, sophomore in high school at that point.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
we were
I'm
writing
thinking
papers
this.
like that,
I'm thinking
yeah.
this is,
College
elephant
is
memory,
normally
Rob, like,
college is normally 5-page papers. In high school, you're writing maybe 2 to 3.
Yeah, at that point, I
Yeah.
was doing like a couple pages.
Yeah.
So 5 at the time, I was like, oh man, this is like, climbing my what's the thing from Mount Midoriyama or whatever from Ninja Channel, American Ninja Warrior or whatever.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was tough for me, and to be about like the style and the technique and the history of and got what you take out of it. It was a tough thing, but I was like, all right, like I'm doing this.
How
So-
long did it take you in total from the moment you entered karate to the time you got your black belt?
Well, like I said, I was in and out. It took me, I want to say, somewhere like 7-ish years, I want to say, because I stayed with it like for about another 2-3 years after I got it. And then I just was like, all right, I'm going to move on to other stuff.
I respect you just wrote the paper for just to want to do it. I'm not writing no 5-page paper for nobody. But no one. Brendan?
I mean, very similar to Ice, like being a young black man running a business. Like I've been doubted a lot, Even when I was a kid, I was doubted a lot. Like specifically, I'm short, so it's like I played basketball, so that was a big thing. Like I would always be like the last one to get picked or whatever, but then I would ball all over everybody. Isis constantly said Brennan looks like he's trash and unathletic. I'm like, you're right.
He's gonna keep saying it until he sees you play.
I know he's not going to. The thing is, I tore my ACL twice, so it's just like I'm never gonna prove it to him. But
There's no clips out there.
there are, no, I was on basketball teams and stuff.
I
So
want to
there's
see the
clips.
I want to see the huddles, man.
But no, I mean the thing is, you could just ask people who knew me growing up, like Donald.
I did ask. I did inquire with Zoe and Donald,
yeah.
and they backed him up. They said he was a young Chauncey Billups. I don't know if it's just because they both bald or what, but
No, I played a lot like Chauncey. Like I really did.
He said you mirrored his game, so
I looked
I'll
up to
give
him.
him that much. His references.
That's a good look up. That's a good comparison.
It was. That's how I like. I literally mirrored my game after Chauncey Billups. Like when I was younger, I watched him play. I was watching him. He was with Denver and stuff before he even got to Detroit, and I was like, the way this guy plays, I like it. He's the general. He's gonna hit the shot when it matters, and he's gonna D up whoever he has to. But all that aside, yeah, I've been underestimated pretty much in almost everything I've ever done. Including moving to LA. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go and be out here. And, everything. Almost anytime I've ever said I'm gonna go, like going and doing destination everywhere.
He'll be
going
back.
to Cambodia.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Every single time I've done something, there's always been people like, you can't do that. It's not worth it. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know. I'm a risk taker, and so far it's paying off pretty good. Welcome to my podcast studio, guys.
Yeah. Stand-up comedy. We underestimated Brennan. And he got on
that's
stage.
right, yeah.
I'll give you that too.
Yeah.
I don't underestimate Brennan a lot. I've seen Brennan put the work in. I might joke around and fuck with him, but I normally would put my money behind Brennan on some shit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hakeem.
you still
No,
a
I
bitch.
forgot. That's a good one though. I forgot about that. Can I tell that super quick story?
No, you can't.
All right, cool.
Next question.
So like I was saying, that story is Tony Baker and Keener were talking shit about stand-up comedy, how hard it was, and they wouldn't stop talking about it while we were shooting Tony Baker's first comedy special. And I got sick of it. And I said, you know what, guys? It's not that hard. 5 minutes is not the worst thing. You can get a laugh if you really wanted to. They said bullshit. I completely forgot about this conversation. And then like 2 years later, we're at Tony Baker and Friends at Flappers in the main room at a full house. Tony Baker gets up on stage. I'm in the front row. He's like, hey, welcome everybody. Oh, Brennan, get your bitch ass back to the green room. You're going to be doing 5 minutes tonight. And then continues the speech of whatever he started in. Put me on stage, and I got my motherfucking laugh. So
No plural.
His story, it was a long, drawn out story, but it was a story that I knew would get a laugh because it's
a funny story. And I could tell a story.
Yeah. You could have been tighter.
It was my first time on stage.
lot of fat on that joke, but you got to laugh. All right.
Man, he's like, I give Brennan credit, but not really.
Next question. Yuji's made some big leaps over the course of the season, from not being able to control curse energy to now going toe-to-toe with a special great curse. Has he made the biggest leap power-wise for a main character that you've seen in one season? Rob.
I think that for the most part, I think Yuji has made one of the biggest believable power jumps that we've seen in any show that we've watched. Because I think the one character that jumps to mind that I'm like might have made a bigger jump is Jin Mori on God of High School, who went from like, a dude that could fight to literally fighting God one-on-one by the end of the season 1. But otherwise, like even when you look at like some other main characters that we like that have done some big things, even look at what's his name from Demon Slayer, Tanjiro. Like he made some big leaps, but he wasn't fucking with a lower moon at the end of season 1.
Still getting smoked. Yeah.
Like as far as we know, special grade curse is as high as it goes in this world, and Yuji held his own. I
the
think
spider one was a lower moon.
Yeah,
he was like lower moon like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Not upper moon. Upper moons are different.
Oh, because it's
Upper
10 of the 10
Yeah,
and
it's
10.
lower moons, upper moons. Upper moons are the ones that are the monsters.
No fucking
no.
way.
Because you remember the guy with the,
No.
with the bongos was a fallen star of the lower moons too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got-
okay,
he
I was
got
about
kicked
to
out.
say no
Yeah.
fucking way.
Upper moons are. We watched the movie on Thursday.
Yeah, we got that coming up. So yeah, I don't think I don't know. I can't think of another character that's made as big of a power jump in one season, personally.
My pick was Yu. Like I feel like
I can see that.
Urameshi, I feel like he made some big leaps and he was a monster. And he was fighting. Who did he fight at the end when he fought that I forgot that dude he fought at the end. But
the big dude with that sword that looked like it was a bunch of hair he pulled out of a drain or something like that.
like that was he went from just knowing how to throw hands. You could tell he had that mentality to get better. I don't know if it's necessarily as big as Yuji's, but I feel like it's close. It's the closest that I can remember from what we've seen. I mean, I'm not going to all the anime that we watched in general, but from what we've seen, I feel like Urameshi is probably neck and neck. That'll be my pick. I'll pick Urameshi.
Sure.
Brennan? Ice, go ahead. 'Cause Brendan's looking for something.
I am.
He's
Uh,
research.
100%.
come on, man. Goblin Slayer. Come on, dog. What you mean?
What power has he shown? though?
Explain.
Come on, man.
Explain.
I mean, come
Did
on.
he just
let's
not get
be-
goblin raped? It was like
He went from getting smoked out from the potions,
to getting smoked out without the potions.
Yeah.
but he killed the ogre though. Who came out with the scroll that killed the ogre? Goblin Slayer did.
He just
At
wanted
the
to bring up
end-
Goblin Slayer.
At
Yeah.
the end, who saved everybody's ass with the meat targets and shit? When they had that out, he had the whole thing planned.
But that's
The
You
whole
might have had
sin-
me if you said the white mage because she was the one that crushed that Goblin King guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
But who
had
put
the big
them together?
Oh my god! All right.
Nobody-
Goblin Slayer.
Nobody
answer
would
the
ever
question?
pick Goblin
Fucking
Slayer, but I
Goblin
understand
Slayer.
that you just want to have fun with this. That's fine. But nobody would pick Goblin Slayer against anybody
Goblin
in a
Slayer.
one-on-one fade. Not even against other goblins. I feel like he might get smoked by some goblins. To be honest, Brendan, you finally got your pick together.
No, I'm not. I don't have a pick. I'm just saying Yuji is it. Like this is the biggest we've seen. There's nothing. I've never seen anything like this before.
Why are you
so-
looking up Biscuit, bro?
Because I'm looking at the next question, Ice.
Hey, shit.
Biscuit made a big power jump.
All right, next question then. Who was the best mentor we've seen in any anime that we've watched? Brendan.
I couldn't remember the name. So Hunter x Hunter, Biscuit.
But we haven't watched it.
I know, but we talked about it. All of us watched it separately.
There's a
Brett-
guy in Hunter x Hunter named Biscuit too.
It's a woman.
It's a lady.
There's a lady. So we
Yeah.
got two I was thinking you were talking like
No.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Whoa, you watch Hunter x
He's
Hunter?
I have not
he's
seen
never
it,
heard-
but
he's never
you can
watched
talk about it and I'll probably forget it. You guys,
No, it's going to be super forgettable for you.
Sure.
But the reason I want to bring it up is because I had an original answer, and it was just too low hanging fruit. And so I was just like, okay, let me dig a little deeper. And then I fell into my head, and that's why I didn't even hear your question when you just answered, because I was like, yo, there is somebody that was an excellent mentor that I forgot about until this moment. And that's why I was like, oh shit, what is her name?
Yeah.
And it's just like, because who else compares to? I cannot say his name. Clapman.
Toto.
Toto. Who else compares to Toto? It's like, I could say a couple others. Like, I had one from Demon Slayer that I was going to say. But I want to say Biscuit because, she pulled up as a pretty cute blonde chick in the show and was just like, what's she
Hey,
going
she
to do?
put them through it, bro.
And she not only gave hands, she was an excellent mentor for them and taught them how to give others hands and how to see themselves in fight and also how to see themselves in general.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, in the mentoring of how that happened in Hunter x Hunter, I was like, yo, that's some of the best mentorship you'll see from anybody in any anime. But there's really good examples of a lot of good mentors in anime. I just wanted to pull shout out to Biscuit from Hunter x Hunter.
I didn't get a chance to pull her name up real quick, but I would go back to Yu Yu Hakusho, the old lady.
I thought about her too. Yes.
She's great, and even when they get to season 2 of the
Grandma,
tournament,
they always making fun of her being old, right?
yeah, she's a dope mentor, and she had them goddamn hands.
She had
And-
hands, for sure.
And you seen that next tournament in season 2, she got them hands.
Yes.
So I mean, that'll be my pick.
Yep.
Rob.
I'm kind of torn between two answers. I'm actually gonna, just because I think this is more entertaining, I'm gonna go with One Punch Man. His whole mentoring of
I knew somebody was
the
gonna
robot
say
guy.
Genos.
Yeah.
Just telling him to just hey man, just relax, just chill out. It's not that serious. He's just take life as it comes to you. He tries to just tell this man to stop and smell the flowers every once in a while.
Yeah.
Look at the coupons in the newspaper for the
Play
grocery
video
store
games
sale.
with me.
Play
Yeah.
video games. Just hang out. It's not all that serious. Learn to live your life and love your life outside of just your mission. I think that's good advice. Good advice for him. Good advice
I'm
for
so
everybody.
mad at you. I mean, you're right, but I don't like you.
Brendan. I mean, Ice.
Brendan's favorite person. He probably don't remember him. Well, he don't remember after I was saying fucking Gearless Joe's manager.
Hated
is-
this dude. Hated this guy.
He's a great mentor. The stuff that he did, leaving Gearless Joe the way that he did, gave him motivation to fight, and then for him to come back and be like,
Man,
surprise.
he didn't do that on purpose, man. He didn't do that on. Don't you? Eyes.
The way that the motivation that he gave Gearless Joe, bro, in that fight, he wouldn't have won without that, man.
I'm so
He knew
mad.
what he was doing. He knew what he was doing by betraying Gearless Joe.
No, he didn't.
He knew what he was doing. That's a great mentor. I can't do this myself.
A
so I have
great
to-
mentor?
A fucking the greatest mentors are the back alley mentors, and he is a back alley fucking manager and coach. And look what he did.
Trained a champion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trained a champion.
Next question. So we were talking about a girl in there was talking about how it's a lot harder for women in here, and they gotta live up to a lot of hype in the jiu-jitsu who are so much harder than them, and so if they want to be the best, they gotta be the actual best. What is something that a woman has outdone you in? I would have to go to hoop. There was a girl named Shay Murphy. She played in the WNBA for a while. I don't know if she still plays in the WNBA. Met her in middle school, and I was just like, yo, ain't no girl beating me in basketball, bro. It's just not happening. And I've never seen somebody so fast and strong at that point in time, being in middle school. We didn't play one-on-one. She came out like she knew my neighbor. She came out to we're outside. Street lights were on. She just had a ball. She was just like, all right, let's play like guard each other. That's like the game. If you can guard me, you can steal the ball. Your turn. I got to steal the ball from you type thing. Bro, I just said, hey, man, you know what? I'm just going to go to the crib. It's getting kind of late, man. I can't. She was just smoking me, dog. Too fast, handles. I've never seen it. And from that day, I was like, she's going to make it pro. I don't know how, whether it's overseas. I think the WNBA might have just been brand new at that time. And with the USC, WNBA.
Wow.
Yeah. Rob?
So you guys ever been to Disneyland California Adventure?
Yes.
So
I know the story.
So there's a couple there's a couple different games there at Disneyland. There's like the Buzz Lightyear like laser tag game where you like kind of like are in this car, you can like shoot around. But at California Adventure they have like the Toy Story like boardwalk game or whatever, and it's like a 3D ride. You're sitting up in this little thing and you pull like these little guns or whatever, and everywhere you go it's like different setups, and you go for a high score like both in your car, and like they track it for the day, like for the month. I have not beat Andrea at that game one time. And we used to go a good amount. She beat me every time. And like part of the time too, it's like I'll watch her score. And like I said, it's in sections. They'll take you to like 4 different stations to shoot like a bunch of different stuff. Through the first 2, sometimes I'll be winning, and then something happens in that third one where she just like not only passes me, but goes so far past me, there's absolutely no way I can catch up. And she does it every single time. I feel like Jesse Pinkman, like she can't keep getting away with this. She can't keep getting away with
I
this.
just saw that clip somewhere recently too.
It kills me every time.
Oh yeah, I've seen it too.
Do you think she's just fucking with you? Like she's just like it's a mind game?
It could be at this point. Like I win the Buzz Lightyear thing like 90% of the time, but she beats me on that Toy Story boardwalk thing every single time. Every single time.
I want to go with you guys and try this.
You're welcome to challenge her, dude. She's incredible at it.
And I feel like Rob's very strategic, and he watches things like that and say, all right, cool, this is my plan now. I see what she does, and he still can't get to it.
I go after the high points or whatever. Sometimes I've tried every strategy I can think of, and it still does not work. I'm gonna have to like look up some stuff online, how people are doing this shit, because she kills me.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I told this story before. When I was in track, and she still has one of the fastest times ever in Texas. She was the Texas state champ in the 100 meter, and she got recruited to Kansas State where I was, and we were both freshmen, and we were warming up, and she was beating me in warm ups, but I'm like, we warming up, I'm not going 100%. She wasn't either. And then when it got active, we were doing curves first. Like we were just doing the first 100 meter curves, and she was smoking me on the curves. And I'm like, well, this is the curves. Like when we get to the straights, I'm on her ass. Then the next, because we did curves for like 2 weeks straight. No, it was like almost a month straight, and we didn't do any straights yet. So then we finally got to straights, and I'm like, I'm going to smoke her ass on these straights. Got to the straight, she smoked my ass every single time. And I'm like, what the fuck? And my times were faster than hers. Like our electric times, my time was faster than hers. But for some reason in practice, she was beating me every time. Like it took me damn near to my sophomore year to where I can like beat her in practice. And throughout the season, my times were faster than hers, but I just couldn't, like, I don't know if it was a mental thing to like your point, but like in practice, she dogged me every single time. And she was so nice of everything. Like that's like, she never talked shit. She was always nice to me every time I saw her, and like around campus, she was so great. And I would just be like,
Give her a shout out, man. What's her name?
Kim. What is Kim's last name? Walters. I think it's Kim Walters or something like that. But it's Kim for sure. Texas state champ. She's a monster.
Brennan?
So I played competitive table tennis growing up, and
We know this.
Huh?
Pops is incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there's one of the people who trained me. Her name was Mimi. Oh, like Mimi used to think that me and my brother were just adorable, and because we would try so hard. We would try so hard, and she would just wreck us. That's
probably the worst. To be like, oh, this is cute. You're trying.
And she was older than us, so I mean, the thing she should have beat us. Her dad was the Olympic coach for like whatever.
Oh wow.
So she was a monster. I mean, we were being trained by her father while but most of the time he would just have her train us.
Right.
And it was just like, it was just bad. And I as an adult, I went to a tournament. My dad was just like, we're just playing it for fun. I'm like, Dad, I'm not a competitive. I don't, whatever, fine. And then she was there, and I was just like, you know what? Let's get after it. Let's go. I'm going to 10. She beat me 11-0.
Ooh.
Like, and it wasn't even close.
I'm going to 10. You didn't
I mean,
get to 10. You didn't get to 10.
You didn't get to 1.
It was pretty bad. It's just really humbling. Like the thing is, I know that, as I have explained recently to some people, is like, I'm very good at table tennis.
Yeah.
But I am not competitive anymore. Like, when I was in my age group at that time, I was a competitive table tennis player. I could play in competitions. I won some, but then I stopped. And so now going into a competition and playing against real competitive players, I'm going to get smoked. And so that's what happened. And the thing is that she wasn't the only one. I got smoked by like 3 or 4 other women. I got smoked by everybody there. Like not even front. I got smoked by everybody there. It was great.
Good times.
All right, last question, man. Toge could choose food as his genre to keep him from talking and saying the wrong things. What would be each of the animation crew genres, and what's a few words? You meant a few words, not worlds. What words would they say? Ice.
I'm gonna just go around. I'm gonna start with with Rob. Rob's, it would be very specific. His words, his genre would be Syracuse basketball players.
And then,
I could probably do that.
Carmelo,
And then
Anthony.
and then he'd be like Melo, Deion Waiters, Wesley Johnson,
Scoop
Tyler, Tyler Ennis. Like he would just be saying all of that. Would be all of his ones. So his genre would be Syracuse
That's
basketball, and then the basketball players would be some of his words. I feel like Keenan's would be like all like dope ass 90s rappers. Like he'd just be like DMX. Rest in peace, fucking DMX. Rest in
We
peace,
didn't say that last
DMX.
time, yeah.
DMX, Jay-Z.
Why
Just-
90s?
Cause I just feel like, you really be on top of like those rap. Like anytime that we get in a rap conversation, it always like if it ever like you be like newer rappers, you will say something here and there, but when it get to like 90s or early 2000s rappers, like that's when you're at full force.
Bro,
and
my
start-
favorite rappers are literally the Kendrick and J. Cole, the newer rappers.
I don't know. I'm just going off of conversations that we've had.
Actually, was a legend though.
And then I think that would be yours. And then Brennan's would his genre would be Smash Bros. And then he would just randomly name off just random Smash Bros characters. Like it'd be his words. So he'd be like King K. Rool, Zelda, Kirby, Pikachu, Captain Falcon. Like that would be how he would talk to people.
I was really looking for some disrespect there. It didn't happen.
I can see Brennan doing that. King K. Rool. Rob.
He just say King K. Rool over and over. He don't even say no other
that'd be
words.
his main
Oh
one.
man, I really should have done some more prep for this. Keenan, I feel like Keenan, maybe you do like some of your catchphrases, like your "Yasa" or whatever. Daisa. Just get into some of those like catchphrases you got. What was the one that would reach for your dreams? Like,
yeah.
Brendan, I'm going back to the same answer. It's gonna be whale stuff. It's gonna be like gray whale, or even just like krill, and just like different,
100%.
just like different. And ice, I had something. It would be Naruto characters.
Shout out to Will.
It'd be absolutely Naruto characters, and just like different characters depending on the different situation. Like if you tried just like Sakura or whatever it is, like you just know, okay, you fucked up because he brought up Sakura's name. So that's what I would go with for us.
Oh man, for me, Rob. I actually had Rob doing like Lord of the Rings type stuff like that. My precious and stuff like just
quotes from the movies.
Just quotes from the movies and stuff like that. I don't know too many quotes, but I just feel like that would be his.
Mm-hmm.
I had actually Smash Brothers for Brendan also, but I wouldn't want to use the same one, so I just go with I just probably keep it in tech talk. So it'd be like some whether it's like just any kind of technical stuff, but like
different drones,
different drones. Like drone 65 or what I don't know what these fucking drones
Mavic
are called.
2.
Phantom 4.
Mavic 2, Phantom 4. Yeah, I feel like that would be
Rob's
his.
rocking the droner shirt right now.
Droner shirt.
He got the drone shirt on, yeah. So I think that would be his. And I feel like I just feel like he will. I don't feel like it'll be a genre. I just feel like he'll say one word and everything will be just trash. It'll just be trash,
Trash.
And but it was just the way he said it, trash, trash, trash. And you just know what
inflections.
Yeah, just inflections. So you know exactly
That's
what he's saying.
that was my favorite one anyone said thus
Yeah.
far.
That's the second.
Rob would be Star Wars. He'd be like
That's what I would
Yeah.
have picked for myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Jedi, the Force. Keenan would be video vixens or like models or whatever.
Oh shit!
I don't. You send them to me.
What
He's like-
You send them to me.
Only because of your reaction.
You send them to me. I don't know any of these names.
And how do you react?
I don't know any of these names.
Okay. Also, okay. Then I remember at a bonfire story, Keenan told a story about his relationship with porn.
Okay, that's fine. I'll name porn stars.
Okay, porn
Roxy
stars then.
Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly.
Pinky.
There you go.
I'll
Porn
take
stars.
that.
There you go. I tried to make it nicer for the
2000s.
record. I was trying to make it nicer for you, just so you know. I was actually looking out for you there.
He did try to clean it up.
I did try
But
to
I'm
clean it
just
up.
saying,
But
all
no, I tried to clean it up. I was like, video vixens. You're like, what? I don't do that. Okay, bro, porn. What up? You're like, all right,
Jasmine
man.
Cashmere.
Yeah, exactly. And Ice would be track stars. So he'd be like, Mike, what's his name? Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Gold shoes. Marion Jones, doping.
What do you?
Oh wow!
Oh, shit.
Come on, man. Let her breathe, man. Let her breathe.
God damn.
Too much? Too soon? Too
Nah,
soon?
not at all. She did what she did.
She did what she did.
What would be Cam's?
Cameron would be.
I was gonna say Star Wars for Cam. I feel like either them or Ninja Turtles would probably be. He just lists people from Shredder, Donatello, Michelangelo. Like I feel like it'd be that or either Star Wars characters.
I could see Star Wars characters because
Yeah.
Cam and I talk a lot of Star Wars shop. We talk
Yeah.
a lot. I could definitely see Star Wars for Cam.
I see Star Wars.
Cam has broad interests, man. Like he's like all over. He's really eclectic. But
Shoe
I would
guy
say,
too.
Like Warhammer races or something like that.
I would actually for Cam though, I would say the thing that he's been most consistent about is like his interest in cinematography. So I would say for him it'd be like aperture, shutter speed, color
Sure.
profiles, like shit like that.
Lens package.
Yeah.
Lens package. All right, that's the end of the question portion of the show, guys. Let's get into our likes, dislikes, and ratings. Let's go, Brennan.
Yo, this stretch of episodes is fantastic. I honestly, I think I talked to Rob about this, and I said that this show did such a good job of making me think it was about to fall off. Because when we had the guy with the arrows, and all that kind of like when that fight was happening, I was just like, I am about to be bored. I have no more patience for the oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like it just turned all the way up, and so for me, I was just like, yo, this show really is doing it. Thoroughly entertained, super sad that it's about to end. Like I'm very like emotionally distraught. I don't want to watch the next four. I'm gonna do my best to wait as long as I can. Like it's gonna be the night before.
Like
You
that
get
last,
these-
the last sip of juice.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like the last little scoop of ice cream in your favorite flavor.
Yeah.
So it's out here killing it. Like I don't really have any cons. The pro, like my man getting Kato, Gojo just destroying the whole, Gojo just being Gojo. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the truth and just the growth in the character, everything about it. I'm like, I don't have any bads for this. So for me, I'm gonna go up slightly more. My rating is going to be 8,300.
Wow.
Rob.
I agree with pretty much everything Brennan said. I mean, the show's just stayed on track. They got a great pace. They keep it interesting, and like we said earlier, there's no filler for the most part. If I had to pick a dislike, this is nitpicky. Just one thing that I was like, this doesn't make sense to me is why did they train that the first grade curse to kill Yuji when 5 minutes before this competition happened, they thought Yuji was dead.
I don't think they trained it to kill Yuji though.
But he literally hands it to him and he's just like, this should be able to take out Itadori or whatever.
No, but I think they trained it to do whatever they wanted to do. So, and they're just like, so now you can make it go after Yuji. I never got the vibe from that scene that they were like, we trained this to kill this person. They're like, no, we trained this curse.
It seemed like that he specifically gave him that stuff to take care of Yuji because there's nobody else, because they've made it clear that they don't have they may not get along with the other students, but they're not trying to kill the other students.
I get that,
They
but
are
all
trying
I'm
to
saying-
kill Yuji.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that they had a weapon. Here's this weapon that they had trained to kill whoever or whatever they need to. And so now they're like, all right, use
So
this
you're
weapon.
just saying they cheat. They're cheating.
I wouldn't say that it's cheating. I'll just say that's just the school.
They
just-
can control because to win the competition, they had to kill that curse. They had to
So, no,
exercise
they were,
that curse.
Yeah, they were gonna I don't think they were gonna use that curse in that game. Is my point being is I think I think they had that curse anyway, and then they were just like, oh, he's here. Okay, use this curse instead of what we were gonna use. Because they said it was originally supposed to be a different grade curse, and they
Right.
brought this one in separately. So I think they just had that in their back pocket regardless, and were just like, we can train this to fight anybody.
just for and they brought it with them just for for kicks.
Well, I mean,
And then on top of that, why tell everybody
principal
to
had
kill
it.
him?
Yeah,
Like,
I just
you got this great
It
curse,
was
and then you
stupid.
tell people, hey, kill him.
Well, backup
Like,
plan, just because he got the hands.
I mean, maybe Brennan is right. That's not how I interpreted when I saw it. But I mean, I just think that for me, for a show that's been so solid with the logic and the plot and like everything led up, and you can kind of trace how everything happened in the plot. That for me was so far the one thing that I'm like, I don't get that. So that's my one gripe with this stretch of episodes. I feel I am being nitpicky, because I think you can also just be like, it doesn't matter. Exactly what Brennan said. You know, you can get by with that. It didn't ruin it for me. But that's my one nitpicky thing. My favorite part was when Gojo rolled up on that dude and turned his arms and legs into soup.
I didn't think that was gonna happen like that.
I screamed when that happened. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Like,
just how it spun like that.
Oh, it was terrifying. I was like, they didn't ever explain even what he did. Like he just like looked at him.
and that dude, because when he showed up, he's just like, I'm turning you into a coat rack, and just
And look who's a coat rack.
oh my
Like,
God,
you look like a hanger, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
fucked him up. So that was my favorite part because Gojo just wasn't playing any games. Yeah, no, it's a great stretch of episodes, really fun. I'm gonna give it 8,200.
Nice.
I'll say just one thing about Gojo. Why do we get so hyped for Gojo because he's so dominant, but we give shit for One Punch Man?
I love
being
One Punch Man.
So dominant.
when he
why
killed
is
the
it-
Sea
why is
King,
it
I
a-
was here for it.
Why is it a double standard for them two?
I don't.
I think
true. You do. You don't.
I think because so many of the other characters are so much more interesting on this particular show, whereas like on One Punch Man, it's like you got the robot guy.
And then the other guys, the ranking people, like the girl with the psychic power. You got the guy with like the kung fu that was
The
trying to fight that big
bicycle
thing.
dude, man.
Yo,
Moomin Rider.
Moomin Rider?
Moomin Rider, yeah.
Yeah.
Moomin Rider?
Bro, the reason why it's not the same to me is because he's not the main character. So he's not in every episode smoking everybody. Like One Punch Man is in every episode. It's going to end with him smoking somebody. At least Gojo's like, all right, y'all got to figure this shit out. He's sitting back, letting them go to work, and then that's why I think I don't have an issue with, you know, when he does roll up, he can smoke some cats. And I think it's going to be a point, at least probably in these last four, maybe he's going to not necessarily meet his match, but I think at some point he's gonna find somebody that's going to rival him. Whereas there's no rival in there's no rival in what's it called in One Punch Man. Is the audio still going?
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you get your rating.
Yeah, I
Go
get my
ahead,
rating.
Isaac.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that because I feel like the exact same things we say for Gojo are what we say for One Punch Man, not just how dominant he is, but people seem to like Gojo. You guys seem to like Gojo a lot more than One Punch Man.
We love One Punch Man.
Brendan and I have been One Punch Man guys from the jump.
Nobody ever said anything bad about One Punch Man.
I don't
We
mind
just said
One Punch
I
Man
said
at
when we got
all.
to season 2, I was like, all right, bro, I don't want to.
Season 2 goes hard.
I was like, man, I don't want to keep watching this. I know the results of this, even though I know it's like a play on a character, but I just don't want to keep seeing him just smoke everybody out that quickly. That's all.
What this reminds me of, this show reminds me of, I guess, getting into my likes and dislikes. My dislikes was, I wasn't even about to say Naruto.
You were gonna say Naruto?
I wasn't even
Okay.
gonna say it. I wasn't even gonna say it. I was gonna say Demon Slayer. That in the sense of like, which, now that we're gonna say it, is, very heavily influenced by Naruto. But Demon
help
Slayer,
yourself.
Demon Slayer sets the, like, looking back at Demon Slayer, I kind of understand it more just because of the sense of like reading the manga and how quickly it turned up. Like what we're about to watch in this movie is like, it made me more forgiving to Demon Slayer the first season. I don't regret any of the scores I gave it, but I understand it better because after the train, all this shit, it gets wicked. And I feel like that's what's going on with Jujutsu Kaisen, which means I'm going to be more forgiving to Jujutsu Kaisen because I feel like they're setting the stage in season 2. Like right after these 4 episodes happen, it's going to get fucking wicked. I just see it getting wicked because it already gives you a little taste of it getting wicked. And my dislikes and why it's like Demon Slayer is they give you like these. Everybody has a backstory, and it's like I don't give a fuck about these characters enough to care about some of their backstories. Toto, cool, I like him. You can tell me about his backstory, but all these other people's, I don't really give a fuck. It didn't hurt the show. It didn't make me go, oh my god, here he goes again. But it kind of took away a little bit from like the doper moments. What I did like about the show, outside of I like seeing what's the tree. That's
Hanami,
one of the
yeah.
better one character designs, but two just like villains. Like you don't see tree like villains, and they're usually like a literal fucking tree.
Yeah.
Like they go so for like you saw like this muscular character that could have been on fucking Resident Evil and was just like the attacks that they had, and then when they switched it up, because it even tricked me. Like I was like, yo, I'm thinking that that he really putting out roots, and it wasn't. It was cursed energy that looked like roots, and they really like pushed him. So I think that's one of my favorite like villains. So he was my favorite part of the whole thing, and what he brought out of
Is
Toto.
it a he or a she?
It sounded like they had
It
the voice.
He's
sounded
built.
like a-
It's built like a dude.
It's
but
built
they had
like a
the voice
dude,
of a-
sound like a lady, but
Yeah.
anime is good for doing that.
Yeah.
On vice versa. Overall, this was the best stretch of episodes that I've seen. And again, I'm being more forgiving because of Demon Slayer, and I feel like that's what they're doing. So I'm not going to be as harsh on it as I initially would have been. 7,500.
This is what I told Brandon yesterday. I just said this show's fucking incredible. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This show, he told me earlier in the week, he was just like, yo, the animation does not drop in these fight scenes. Because normally they spend money on animation, and it'd be one dope animation scene, and when the other fight scenes take a hit. The animation didn't drop. The characters are dope. I think Ice's point about the backstories is just like, it's a preference because he likes that character. So he's like, cool, give me a backstory. But other people like the other characters, so they want those backstories. So it just goes hand in hand with whoever you like. So that's why I didn't have an issue. It didn't take the whole episode with backstory. So that's why I didn't have an issue with it. If it would have been like, all right, this is a 2 full episode of backstory, I don't give a fuck about this. But it gave you like pretty much a 3-minute backstory, if that. And then you just kind of like, cool, that's why they like this, or that's why they're going this route, that's why they do this. Cool, let's get back to the action. Zero problems with that because it went through fast. If it would have took a little longer, I feel what you're saying. The fight scenes were dope. I love seeing people get jumped. And this show is one of the few shows. I know we always go back to like how this show takes from everybody else. They jumping people in this show, y'all. They jumping people. I love it. I love every second of it. The animation's dope. I don't have any bad things to say about this shit. This can. Brennan was like, this can possibly be in my top 5. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm with this guy. This has a potential of sliding into my top 5. It's all about that action, no filler bullshit. Ice is shaking his head no, but here's the thing. He said Tokyo Ghoul is one of the best seasons. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul season 2 is one of the best shows ever. There's a lot of pressure on him because that's
so
probably
much
one of his
pressure.
next pick.
There's so much.
If
He's
it's not-
nervous. He's nervous
Because
too.
if it's not, nobody gives a fuck about what you talk about with your picks.
It's coming
But-
after this too. That's what the
Okay.
problem.
Well, Demon Slayer movie's coming after this, and then his
Again,
picks.
Yeah.
Again, my top 5. Check the comments. That's all I got to say.
That's fine, but
Check the comments.
That's fine.
Check the comments. That's all
fine.
I'm saying.
Hey.
Everybody showed me love. There was a couple people, a majority of them, 80,
But the show wasn't out
85%.
yet.
So
Demon Slayer wasn't out yet.
That don't make no difference.
it wasn't finished. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Top 5s are interchangeable. I feel like there's like a top 10 that if it's somebody's top 5, that's people are fine with that. It's like from what I've seen from people's top 5s, it's like there's 10 animes, and then when those 10 are sprinkled around in 5s, people are like, oh, I get why that's in your 5. They can normally
It
say
was
that.
kind of like a conversation you and I had about basketball players, though. Like, is some animes that you might be number 10, top 10, but like if somebody say Karl Malone is the greatest ever, you're like, okay, no, there's some people.
You could say he's like one of the greatest scorers. ever.
Exactly,
He was rated power forwards.
But I think exactly you get to position, but there's only few names that come up in the GOAT category, and I feel like if somebody said Jujutsu Kaisen was the best anime ever, somebody be like, I don't know.
I said
that.
potential top 5. So I'm not like Brennan. Brennan's pretty much thrown it in there pretty quickly with like that and Demon Slayer. I know
Ain't been wrong yet.
I've read the manga of Demon Slayer, and I'm waiting for the potential of both of these shows to slide into my top 5, which I see from the Demon Slayer manga. It's
can
probably
be. Yeah.
going to, and then the potential of this one it has a chance of going to. I think my top 5 would be powerful at that point. But my rating for this, 8,600. Man, this shit was nonstop action.
Let's
for
go.
4 episodes.
Defend that pick.
It was there ain't no defending the pick if we got 8,000 damn near across the board besides you. So it's like, this shit was nonstop. These 4 episodes were nonstop action. I forgot what your highest rating was because sometimes this is what Ice does. Ice be like, man, this is my favorite stretch of 4 episodes, and then it'll be a lower rating than one of the 4 episodes.
I haven't been in the,
That
I haven't
done
been
that
in the
so many
7,000s.
times.
I haven't been in the 7,000s yet.
You have been in the 7,000s.
That's
You
wild
have been
to
in
me.
7,000.
I've been 8,000 the whole ride.
The whole time. And that's what I'm saying.
More or less.
So
I haven't been in the
at the end of
7,000.
the day, consistency. That's all I'm saying. 8,600.
Defend that pick.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Episode
go.
17, 16 through 20. We're going to take a break probably next week. We're going to be watching the Demon Slayer movie.
I'm so excited for this
Mugen,
movie.
I mean, not Mugen Train. Is it called Mugen Train?
Uh,
I forgot what it's called.
Whatever the Demon
Train-
Slayer train movie.
Train
Yeah.
arc.
train arc.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching that for the next stretch. So just understand that we're gonna get back to these 4 after that, and then
Brennan's
after that,
not ready for what's about to happen.
he's not ready for.
He's not
right.
like He's
So which means I'm the one looking forward to it the most.
you
and Cam.
Yeah, me and Cameron just like, yo,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, we know what's gonna happen. And I'm
you-
just like,
you might cry.
I'm gonna go sit in this. I'm gonna go sit.
I don't
want
want to say stuff like that because I don't want to give anything up.
I'm gonna
But
go sit in this theater and enjoy the ride.
at the end of the day, y'all make sure y'all watch
Is
the
it a
movie
train?
too, so we can go talk about this on the next
Hey,
episode.
get out of here, Brennan, bro.
It's a train.
Get
I'm
out of
enjoy
here,
the
dog.
ride.
Get out.
Oh
Get
my
this man
God.
out of
Oh,
here.
God.
Stick to that other 5 you had.
Come on,
bro.
guys.
That-
I got a high five on stage.
I was riding
All right,
Ice's
come
ass
on.
balls,
Let's go. Let's go.
and then you just had to go with that bullshit. Go ahead, Brendan, drop your stuff.
At Brennan the best on the gram.
Rob.
Actually, I'm gonna do a couple things. First of all,
gotcha. Oh,
okay.
Oh shit! They're
we've got Keenan, not related to Tony Baker. We got Brennan with all sorts of names and letters on there because he said your name was never spelled right. And then we got
Your dad is
Ice Ice Baby.
hilarious.
I said, of course.
yo,
Your dad
Oh,
is so
oh
funny.
man.
this
Dang.
is Rob's dad's CD, dog.
This is awesome.
there we go.
We're gonna be
This is-
as you can see, Rob doesn't have a CD for himself because he doesn't support his dad's music.
My
Right.
CD is in my car in the player right now. So I don't want to hear about all that.
So we
This
got
is
Rob's dad's CD, man. Yo,
There's a message inside.
12.
Yeah, he wrote.
Oh, nice.
He wrote a little message for
to the
everybody.
greatest
Oh,
fucking anime podcast in the world. That's
He
fucking
literally
right.
wrote that in there.
Fucking right.
What?
He gave
Look
us.
at that.
he-
Look at that. Get that.
It's not. Gonna,
It's
it's
on
not.
there.
Gonna, it's not.
I know it's not. I know cameras, but still, that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
What did yours say? Mine says another episode. He spelled soda, SODAH. I love it. Soda. I love it. Rob's
is
Pop,
awesome.
man. Dope.
He pulled up. He brought in CDs for everybody. So
Man.
wanted to make sure those got there.
Yeah, he made me feel special. That's what I'm gonna say. He said I'm his hero, man. I'm like, whoa, like I'm gonna hug this man.
Okay.
And he wants to have lunch with me again because I made it very difficult for us to have lunch
Look
together.
at him. He
last
got
time.
the fucking.
So this
he got
one-
the
so-
fucking legs crossed with the good. Come
Yo.
on.
So hold on. Wait a second.
What the fuck?
Is this on iTunes, Apple? Is it across the board? Streaming
No, because this came out in the year 2000, so I don't even
Okay.
think that's on iTunes. Actually,
Oh,
I told
this-
him he's
okay.
got to get on Spotify, but he's
Yeah, come on, CD baby. Get
he's
him on
recording
CD
some new
baby.
stuff actually for the first time in a long time. Very soon. Yeah.
We
So-
got to do an interlude.
So if he ever wants to like throw it on there, I mean, I'm sure you know all the platforms to do it too, but you can know TuneCore, CD Baby, all them places like that. Because when it does come, make sure y'all go support Rob's Pop CD, man.
Appreciate it.
His
Yo.
music, man,
and
for
what's
real.
it-
honored
what's it
right
called? Never be the same.
Yeah.
Never be the same.
He did this before Drake. 'Cause
Did.
He did this in 2000.
Year 2000.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to bring up, not to derail from that, is absolutely fuck Funimation. Where's my camera?
That's
fuck
right.
Funimation. This is the official Crunchyroll podcast. Those guys, I canceled. Ice reminded me in January. Make sure you canceled that because we just finished Dead Man Wonderland and I wasn't going to keep paying for it because we weren't watching it. They have been charging me every month. Twice in January, actually, and I
your
contacted
shit.
them. They were like,
your shit, Rob.
"All right, where what information?" I gave them all the information they needed.
Talk your shit,
They
Rob.
stopped responding to me and then charged me again. So I contacted my bank. They will not be charging me anymore. Fuck Funimation. Fuck that app. Fuck that service. I'm done with them.
Remember what you said. Fuck Funimation and the click you claim. Remember you said.
Fuck Funimation and the click you claim.
Wow.
That's fucking
Funimation,
right.
you owe my boy some bread.
Y'all did the same shit to me.
They did the same thing to Ice.
I've
So
been-
that's what they're doing
I've been
out
Team
here.
Crunchyroll since day one.
Team
Yeah.
Crunchyroll, 100%.
I've been
You guys
team.
still using my password?
I've been
Yeah.
team.
Oh, yeah.
I've been team Brennan.
Right.
So that's why I'm
Yeah.
team Crunchyroll. I'm using his
Cameron over there like, yeah, that password
that's,
working.
That's what
It
it
does.
was too. And
It
then I
does.
remember too because I was logging my son in because we was watching on my PlayStation, and he was like, "Who is Brennan? Like, why am I using? Because like, who is this person? Because that's his email." And he's like, "Who is this? This not your profile? No, it's not my fucking profile. You be quiet." I was like, "You know the dude that's on the podcast?" And he's like, "Yeah, him." I was like, "Oh, okay." That's all.
Funimation.
Fuck Funimation.
Fuck
Bro.
Funimation. So I wanted to use my time to do those two things. At RV Danger on Instagram.
Yo, Funimation got to run that fade with Rob. He a black belt, dog. So good luck.
Them animes ain't gonna help you in the real world.
Done with them.
Ice.
At fuck Funimation on everything, man. I'm supporting my boy Rob, man. They fucked him over and fucked me. He reminded me that they fucked me over, man. Fuck Funimation, dog.
Hey.
Damn.
And it's not like we paying for quality shit.
The app sucks.
Funimation
The app
is
is
so
bad.
broken.
Yeah.
It's broken as
Yeah.
fuck. Man, fuck Funimation.
Done with them.
I'll support Rob. Just letting y'all know. Keenan Baker on everything. Animeshun. Podcast on everything, y'all. Hey, Funimation, man. Run that fade. We out.
I don't give a fuck about Dragon Ball Z being on there.
Peace.
And so anime was solved forever.